getting from up above quite a few years ago from Shepherd and friends. We pick up play now in the 5th over. The score is no wicket for 6. Dennis Lilly is the bowler, and Gordon Greenwich is taking strike. In the commentary box, Tony Cozier and Keith Stackpole.
And that's whipped away, down over square leg. That'll go for 4. Again, as Stacky has been saying, the Australians have got to bowl outside the off stump and straying down the leg side once more and being punished for it.
It really does amaze me, Tony. Australians just don't seem to do their homework on these West Indian players. Seem content to peg away at leg stump. And a player of Dennis Lilly's calibre and experience still concentrating on that leg stump.
Dennis Lilly bowling now to Gordon Greenwich.
It's a no ball. He's got it through extra cover. There's a long chase here for Hughes. This time they'll get 3. So really just overstepping that front crease. He had the problem yesterday. And they're going for 4 now. The return comes to the far end. That ball. Haynes encouraged him.
Kim Hughes throwing to the bowler's end was intercepted, and a bad return coming to Rodden Marsh. If that had been over the stumps, the batsman could have well and truly been out.
Oh, that's a beautiful shot. That's a superb shot by Greenwich. Whipped it off the legs between mid-wicket and mid-on.
Greenwich.
Thompson hits that one and hits that forward of point. Good shot. Haynes really scrambling between those wickets. Greenwich under pressure, but a misfield by Kim Hughes. That's the second time they've had a chance when they're going for the 4th run. First a wild throw.
It's a long throw from Woody, the right thing. Kim Hughes have it, and Hughes fumbled it.
Malone to Gordon Greenwich.
Okay, that's the charge, and it's through mid-on. It's running quickly towards the boundary. Going to go back to 4. Haynes, a great runner between the wickets. Makes it easily. It's the 3rd time they've run 4 this morning. It's the over. No wicket for 41.
Malone to Gordon Greenwich.
Down the ground, it's a glorious shot. Lofted off drive. Used his feet, hit it on the up. Tremendous power.
This really is a magnificent shot. Greenwich down the ground there and beautifully hit over the top into the fence. That was one bounce and into the signpost down there. Beautiful shot. That was going to be 4 from the minute he went down the wicket.
And there's no 3rd man. He just glides it, as Tony Gregg pointed out earlier. Found the thick outside edge and played that beautifully down to 3rd man. First the charge and a deflection. Greenwich in fine form.
Yes, that's the problem associated with not having a 3rd man. That should really have only been 1. And as it turned out, the minute it was a little finer than Thompson's fielding position there, it was 4. And they haven't changed anything. I suppose the only thing that will change is he won't bowl it in that position again.
Big shout, he's out, yes. Bit of bounce, he tried to hit that square, Moyne strikes. It's a much-needed wicket for Australia. Greenwich is out after playing a top innings on a very difficult pitch. Attack from the start.
Yes, that was a big edge there, and you can see that Rod Marsh had to adjust and take it above his shoulders. And Gordon Greenwich didn't waste any time. He headed off towards the pavilion. They well played. 47. It's 1-4-65.
Greg Chappell to Vivian Richards. It's a good shot. Picked that from about Midland leg stump, and looks as though Viv Richards might just have a little bit of a problem there with left shoulder and left hip. Greg Chappell to Desmond Haynes. Nice placement. It'll have to be the man going from extra cover if anyone's to get that. They can't, and it's 4. A fine stroke, 1 for 89 West Indies. Thompson to Desmond Haynes. In the air, but safe. And quite an effective stroke, actually, from Desmond Haynes. Pick up an easy 3.
And that's over the top. He struck that very well. Well, distressed or not, he's hitting the ball pretty well now.
Well, in spite of the fact there's an absence of Barbadian sea breezes, Haynes is keeping his cool because he really played that to perfection, just lofting that ball over the top of the inner ring of fieldsmen and sending it on its way to the boundary. Look how well he placed that. Just one bounce and then into the gap.
Dennis Lilly to Richards.
Got that away, that's 4. Beats the despairing Mick Malone down at fine leg. Richards finishing the over with a boundary. It's 1 for 136.
Haynes now on 46 off 81 deliveries facing Pascoe.
And that's an edge, but it's 4 runs. There's no slip, and Haynes really going for it. That's his 50, and he'll feel relieved at that. Hasn't got any runs for a long time, Desmond Haynes, and was worried about his form. He's now worried about his physical condition, but certainly not too much about his form now.
Haynes' 50 runs coming off 83 deliveries in 147 minutes, and that half-century of his.
And he's out now, caught by Dyson, off the bowling of Pascoe. Haynes goes, not, I believe, to his disappointment, but more to his relief. He really has been distressed by the heat. He's got 52 runs on the board. That's enough for him. 2 for 150.
And it does seem that this is a type of 50 day. You see 47 to Greenwich now, just over 50 to Haynes. He departs, caught at short mid-wicket. And the total is now 2 for 150.
Thompson to Fayard Backus.
But he's cracked that. That's a magnificent square drive off the front foot by Fayard Backus, and even Viv Richards applauds the shot. It really came off the bat like a shot from a gun, or as Tony Gregg might say, like a trace of bullet.
In my word, did Backus chase that. That was a long, long way wide of the off stump and a long, long way wide of the front pad, and that was what I would term a typical Caribbean stroke. And how well he hit it. Right plumb in the middle of the bat.
Len Pascoe to Backus.
That's beautifully played and beautifully placed. That's 4 runs. That's a superb shot by Backus. Richards can't believe it.
And that was a lesson to the master. Beautifully straight, the foot impeccably close to the ball, and that follow-through high and flourishing, and how straight that bat was. And close to perfection, bisecting the cover fieldsman and gaining speed almost as it goes over those practice wickets.
Greg Chappell to Viv Richards.
Chappell putting himself on to get rid of his remaining 3 overs, and now wildness creeps into the Australian out cricket. Very wild return brings up Greg Chappell's brings up Richards' 50, and Greg Chappell not too pleased about that.
85 minutes, and once again it has been a very, very cool innings by Richards. And that's a good shot, says Richards. And in fact, a bad bit of misfielding by Thompson gives 4 runs away. Australians under pressure here in the field, and 2 mistakes in the past 3 deliveries. An overthrow giving Richards his 50, and now a bad bit of misfielding by Thompson, allowing Backus to get a boundary.
Dennis Lilly to Fayard Backus.
That's Nick. It's beaten Marsh, and it will beat Pascoe down there for 4 as well. So another 4 to Backus, and the West Indies fairly steaming along.
Yesterday they got a good start and they struggled at this stage, but Backus has played superbly to date. He's allowing the ball to run off the face on that occasion, but he's hit the ball with tremendous power. 4 boundaries already. And it's a controlled shot. Well placed. He's a danger man now, and he's forcing Richards to run quickly between the wickets.
27 of 22 balls. Playing beautifully. What a good shot.
Yes, well, Clive Boyd's 37 years of age, and Backus is only a young man, and good reflexes, and he's enjoying this. He's really playing some glorious shots, and It's the ideal knock for the West Indian side. That was hit straight to the ground and placed it between the 2-minute deep fine leg and deep square leg.
Greg Chappell straight down the ground and high and away over the top, and it's a big 6. Beautiful shot by Vivian Richards. He hit Greg Chappell straight down the ground for a beautiful 6.
Well, yesterday it was Thompson, today it's Greg Chappell. The outer bay 15. Seen a glorious on drive. Pascoe was at wrong on. It went way back, about 10 seats back, with tremendous power and timing.
That's out. He's gone. So that's the end of Vivian Richards. That ball hit like a rocket straight at mid-wicket there. And no mistake made by Dyson, who's fielding in that position. So a fantastic knock that was by Viv Richards. And this is the way he went.
That's the end of a fine innings, straight to mid-wicket. But the conditions are tough out there today, and the great player kept his head down. And he leaves at 3 for 200.
Thompson to Fayed Bacchus.
That's going miles in the air once again, and can Malone? No way to catch this. It's gone up miles. He's got it. My goodness. Well, that went up a tremendous distance, and Mick Malone there looked in all sorts of trouble for a while. That's a fine catch.
Well, he never quite missing it as far as I was concerned. He took his time, and but under it, Marsh was the danger. He made the big charge down to fine leg. He was after it, but Malone came in and took his time, took his eyes always on the ball. Well caught, Mick Malone. That's the end of a fine knock from Bacchus. It's well played, so it's now 4 for 204.
Really is. Thompson to Dujon. Down the leg side, and Marsh stops it, and I think that was a drop catch. Yes, Marsh's head went down onto the ground there, which indicates that that was a little edge.
It was an edge. I don't think it carried, but it was a great save. Let's watch it again. Yes, it did. Tony Greek, you're right, once more, and I think it was a great save by Marsh. The angle there is very wide from Thompson. He deflects, and Marsh goes way across and just knocks it down.
Dennis Lilly bowls to Jeff Dujon.
Let's bowl him. A beautiful ball from Dennis Lilly. That one beating the defences of Dujon, and he's out clean bowled by Lilly. And so all 5 bowlers now have taken a wicket. And Dujon, as a result of this, good delivery from Lilly, just coming back a little bit off the pad and the inside edge onto the stumps.
Dujon out for 5. It's 5 for 220.
Then Pascoe to Lloyd, drives, Chappell stretches desperately to try and cut it off, but that's 4. Lovely shot by Clive Lloyd. Timed it to perfection through the mid-wicket area, beating Greg Chappell, fielding it wide mid-on.
What a glorious shot. Full pitch, found the gap, spat it on the ground, and it's one of the reasons why Clive Lloyd is one of the best one-day cricketers ever. He finds the gaps, puts a loose ball away for 4. Andy Roberts on strike. Probably try and give the strike to Ward if possible.
Bowled him! Bowled him neck and crop. The stump right out of the ground.
Ward at the other end takes off stump. He picked up a single and allowed the big man to sit out, but he didn't. It's clean bowled by Pascoe. Without scoring. So it's 6 for 225.
Lilly to Lloyd. Down the wicket, and he's hit that hard once again, beating Chappell and going down towards the deep long on boundary. But well stopped. No, it wasn't. Lawson diving there, and as he dived, the ball bounced over the top of his hand. So another 4 to Clive Lloyd.
Yes, well, the dive is very fashionable, but on that occasion it cost 2 runs, a bonus for Lloyd. 12th man simply had that covered, and he went for the dive rather than the pickup. Bounced over the outstretched arms.
6 for 233, and this is the last over. That's been hit down the ground. There's no one down there. Alan Border going across as quickly as he can. Cuts it off. And another good throw back into Pascoe there, and the batsman gets
Hard work for the Australian bowlers. This time it's Clark wafting down to long on border, trying hard to get there. My word, he's been magnificent in the field today. Extremely difficult for them, and a strong arm always round about the stumps.
He's bowled it. Well, that was a full toss, and Sylvester Clark tried to hit that over the new scoreboard at deep square leg. He missed it and was clean bowled. So another one for Pascoe.
Pascoe getting in the strike rate. He's really picking up these late wickets. He's hit leg stump with the Yorker. 7 for 235.
Pascoe to Holding.
He's bowled in. Clean bowled. Great bowling by Len Pascoe. That's the end of Michael Holding. And so with one ball to go, Len Pascoe will be bowling to a new batsman.
Good performance by Pascoe. He's been brought back into the team in the last 2 games, and he's kept the ball up this over. Must be well up in the strike rate now. He's hitting the stumps. A great sight for the big crowd at the Melbourne Cricket Ground. Nothing better to see that stump knocked out of the ground and his exit Holding without scoring. And another wicket to Pascoe. 4 for 39.
And Garner, the man who's going to face one ball, is third. And so Len Pascoe now to bowl the last ball of this West Indian innings to Big Bird Joel Garner. Can he hit it for 6? No, he can't. And it's taken by Martin. He's out. Yes, he's out. And so he's out stumped. 9 for 235, the West Indian score. The Australians have to get 236 to win.
Well, 236 to win, that's a formidable task as far as Australia are concerned. They need to make the runs at 4.72 per over against the best bowling attack in the world, although Larry Gomes and Vivian Richards will have to bowl 10 overs between them to make up the full 50. We pick up play now in the second over. There's some problems around the ground. There's another element been introduced because of the forecast. They're talking about storms coming later in the afternoon as Sylvester Clark comes in to bowl to Bruce Laird. In the commentary box with me is Ian Chappell.
And that's a boundary for Bruce Laird. That'll do it.
That's a fine shot from Bruce Laird, nicely timed and perfectly placed. And raced away over the outfield there. Michael Holding bowling now to Graham Wood.
And that might be a little bonus for Australia.
It's a very nasty delivery. It didn't seem at first glance to be all that short. And Wood was certainly trying to get the bat out of the road. Sylvester Clark comes in now to Bruce Laird. That's got to be very close.
Once again, Sylvester Clark with his angle, I would suggest, the reason why umpire Robin Bale has decided to give that one not out. Sylvester Clark to Graham Wood. And he's gone. Great diving catch there. Desmond Haynes is the fielder. And that's the first breakthrough for the West Indies. A great diving effort.
Brilliant piece of work this. Haynes was out there batting for a long time. He started a little slowly, and then that great dive forward produced the first victim for Sylvester Clark.
So it's Australia 1 for 14.
Well, here's a change of tactics from Greg Chappell. Alan Border has been pushed up to the number 3 position, and I wonder if that could be decisive.
Clark to Border. What a start for Border.
Good shot that. Almost as though someone had said to him, go out there and enjoy yourself, son.
Alan Border facing up to Michael Holding. Australia 1 for 19. It's quite a bit darker here at the MCG. So all of a sudden, this first 15 overs start to become important for Australia.
Safely away. He didn't time it, but there might be 3 runs there. David Backus fielding. Oh, they're in trouble, but they'll get out of it. What on earth were they doing there?
Well, obviously, Alan Border has been given instructions that Australia have got to try and get it up to 71 in the first 15 overs. He's come out firing, and that was an incredible mix-up. I don't see how there was a misunderstanding there.
That's a good shot from Laird. Too good for Andy Roberts. And you may wonder why you're seeing the play from behind the batsman, which will mean you won't be able to see any OBWs. We've had some power problems here with the heat, and therefore you're getting the sort of coverage you would have seen 5 years ago.
Well, after 10 overs, Australia 1 for 32. But with those clouds around, and the Bureau has predicted a thunderstorm will hit the MCG within the hour, suddenly the figure of 71 starts to mean something to Australia. That's what they must be at the end of the 15th over when we have a game constituted. So the storm brewing up. Border has obviously been given the message, and the Australians are on the run chase.
To Alan Border. That's through. The outfield's fast, but it should be cut off. Holding fielding. Andy Roberts to Bruce Laird.
Appeal for a leg before. Not out, says the umpire. Andy Roberts is absolutely staggered. He can't believe it. Leg by. He really thought he had him leg before there.
A few times, Tony, I've ever seen Andy Roberts lose his cool. And definitely going down leg side.
For about 2 or 3 seconds, you know, I said, that's got to be out. But then again, I have to get on with the job. And you cannot get batsmen out by morning.
Andy Roberts is having a little chat with Alan Border there. Andy Roberts quite obviously riled, and Robin Baylash also having a little smile to himself. Wide signal by Baylash, and Border clapping the umpire. Real aggro going on up there now.
It was a wide, but Alan Border making it look a little worse than what it was. You see him back away, giving himself room. And Roberts wasn't going to bowl at the stumps and allow that, but it did move off the wicket and not exceptionally wide at the end.
And that's caught behind. He's gone. Roberts gives him the signal, sends him on his way. Border caught Dujon Bull Roberts. And Andy Roberts definitely not all that happy with what went on before.
Roberts concentrating closer in on this occasion. Border playing a similar shot, giving a thick edge, and Dujon doing the rest. A nice waist-high catch, and the signals coming from everywhere. Alan Border, Dujon giving him the signal to the dressing room, and followed up by Andy Roberts. So Alan Border caught Dujon Bowl Roberts for 13, and Australia 2 for 42. As are being bowled, so very tough for them.
Chappell bowled by Joel Garner, having a wild swing. He realized still too far behind. It was worth the swing.
I just wonder, Tony, whether the 2 minutes and the changeover may be advantage to Australia here. Instead of getting through the overs, with Greg Chappell getting out, and the extra time that'll be used off must just give Australia a chance of perhaps getting out of this game. Anyhow, now Australia are 3 for 43.
So we're back here at the MCG with that sky ominously hanging over the ground. This is the 13th over of the innings. The West Indies will be hurrying to get through their 15, which will constitute a match. Australia, on the other hand, very far behind on the required run rate. They've lost 3 wickets, and they'll be interested to take up as much time as possible. The truck there waiting to go onto the ground as soon as the rain comes. We understand that the wind is howling down at Brighton, which is not far away. Hughes, the batsman. And the Yorker wraps him on his toe. Give him out, leg before wicket. Long consideration. Hughes out, leg before wicket, first ball to Garner. And the long walk back and the long walk in by the new batsman may take up just sufficient time.
And that's hurt Kim Hughes in more ways than one. The fact that he lost his wicket and also very much an injured foot. So first ball for Kim Hughes, and Joel Garner finds himself on a hat-trick. Australia 4 for 43.
Andy Roberts to Bruce Laird.
In the air and taken by Haynes. Perhaps he might have done better to drop it, depending on the weather. But he takes the catch. Laird goes off. Australia lose their 5th wicket for 43. And we'll have a long break here now as Laird takes the long walk back into the dressing room. And the new batsman comes in to replace him.
An excellent catch by Desmond Haynes. He produced a similar one to dismiss Graham Wood. So getting both openers, Desmond Haynes, and Australia really slumped now, 5 for 43.
So Joel Garner, 2 wickets from the last 2 balls of the last over on a hat-trick. And very nearly getting it. Lloyd got the right hand to it and couldn't hold on. And Joel Garner misses the hat-trick. A difficult chance, but Lloyd has taken chances like that in the past.
Joel Garner threw the hands up in anticipation. Thought that he may have had it a good edge. And a very tough one for Clive Lloyd. Just getting to him. Just going to get the hand underneath it. Both hitting together. Very tough chance for Clive Lloyd. But excellent bowling by Joel Garner.
Marsh waits now for Andy Roberts.
In the air and down to square leg. That will be 4. It's going away quickly to the boundary. It is 4. Nicely timed, that shot by Rodney Marsh.
Rodney Marsh obviously hasn't lost hope. And he turned that very sweetly off his pads and placed it to nicely down to the fine leg fence.
Michael Holding to Marsh.
More runs for Rod Marsh, and he's going for 2. Andy Roberts flinging that one in. It'll be close, and the bails come off, and I think he was just safe. Well, it was pretty close. It's those sort of run-outs that the umpires have a lot of trouble deciding whether they were out or not. Let's have a close look.
Classic piece of cricket, this. That return from Roberts, a fine one, right over the bails. And that was a real photo finish.
Well, an interesting change now by Clive Lloyd. Larry Gomes being brought into the attack to bowl his lovely little gentle off-spinners by comparison with the pace of Holding, Clark, Garner and Roberts. And so it might be now that Rod Marsh will do what he's done before and look to really have a go at the off-spin in order to try to get the Australian 3.09 over the West Indian for 4.7. And of course that's important in so much as it seems to me that the only real opportunity the Australians have got now, no one in that area. Always bowled him. So Rod Marsh going for the big one, and Larry Gomes bowling a pretty useful delivery there from round the wicket, angling in at Marsh, and he's out bowled.
This was pretty shrewd captaincy on the part of Lloyd, because he knew that Marsh, if he was going to hit, was going to hit at Gomes, and that's precisely what he tried to do. And he hit across the line of the arm ball. It was the quicker delivery that came straight through and took the leg stump. So Rodney Marsh has been bowled by Gomes, and the total is now 6 for 65.
Larry Gomes to Dennis Lilly.
Keeps the outside edge and a peel there for stumping.
Dujon very quick, and the Australian batsman here intent upon playing for the spin. Now that foot is on the line. Dujon sees it, but it seems that Lilly just pushed that foot back in time as the bails came off.
Another good decision. There's a big appeal there, and he's given out caught behind. It looked as if he might have been peeling on both fronts there for a caught behind and for a stumping. And Lilly stayed there, and he got an outside edge. He was given out caught behind.
Playing for the spin again, and there was a double claim there against Lilly, because it seemed to me that Lilly almost dragged his foot out of the crease. So he goes out without any runs to his credit, followed by our cheerful friend. Total 7 for 65.
Larry Gomes to Jeff Thompson.
Down the wicket, and that's smashed away to square leg for 4. Well, he'd decided he was going to hit that before the bowler let the ball go, and he succeeded. Smashing it into the gap at square leg for 4. And it's 7 for 75. Going back to the contest out here at the moment. And it's Larry Gomes again, and down the wicket comes Thompson. He's hit that high and hard. That's a beautiful shot and a big 6. Right off the middle of the bat and hit straight down the ground over the top of the side screen.
And that's more like Thompson. That's characteristic of Thompson, the batsman. Thompson, the big hitter, the straight hitter. And this time he doesn't make the mistake made by the 2 previous victims of Gomes. He doesn't play for the spin. He just hit straight through the line of the ball, made clean contact.
And he's bowled him. That's it, clean bowled. Thompson that time going for the big one over the top of mid-wicket, and out bowled by Larry Gomes. And there it is, around about middle and leg, and out bowled, and that's the end of Jeff Thompson, which brings a little smile to the face of Larry Gomes, and the score 8 for 81. The new man, Len Pascoe. Well, I wonder what he is going to do with the off-spin of Larry Gomes. There's a big appeal. That must be close. He's given him. He's out. LBW. Len Pascoe can't believe it, and little Larry Gomes is on a hat-trick.
That's Gomes' 4th wicket, 2 for 16 runs. What an astonishing performance from a non-bowler, or non-regular bowler, in a limited-over game. LBW, Len Pascoe, as that ball hit the back leg, and it was absolutely plumb, there's no doubt about that. Good decision from Robin Bailhache. That would have hit middle stump. Pascoe swinging wildly, being struck on the back foot. He's out LBW, and Daddles the duck follows him to the pavilion. Nine for 81.
Gomes to Dyson.
On the leg side, and beautifully played. Dyson smashing that to the square leg boundary. Joel Garner wasn't quick enough to get around and cut it off. A bad ball from Gomes, and well played by Dyson.
It's a conference between the batsmen. They're discussing tactics. They really are just prolonging the agony here as that ball is dispatched to the boundary. Dyson won't be keen to give his wicket away. He's a recognised batsman.
Oh, nicely played. Well, he's flicked that one away on the leg side, and it's going down towards the boundary down there. Andy Roberts is not going to try and cut it off. It's a little slippery down there, and another 4 to Mick Malone. Well, perhaps he believes he can win this.
Last ball of holdings over.
Yorker, and that was off the edge and going down away to third man. Another 4 to Mick Malone. Oh, that was a good over for him. 9 for 98.
Larry Gomes to Malone.
Took that one down to square leg, and it's cut off by Joel Garner down there. And it's gone through him. No, it's 4. And a big cheer from the crowd out here. So another 4, 9 for 105.
Sylvester Clark to Dyson.
He's bowled him.
That was a good delivery from Sylvester Clark. It came back a long way and bowled Dyson out. And so that's the end of the Australian innings, and the West Indians have won this match very comprehensively. Well, it hasn't been a good pitch to play a one-day game on. Just have another look at that dismissal. It nips back a long way. Dyson was looking to cut it, and it hit middle and leg. So the West Indies have won by 128 runs. It was the lowest score made by the Australians in a one-day international in their history, and a very, very convincing win by the West Indies. And so there it is now. The West Indies, having won yesterday and again today, lead by 2-0.
Well, that was thoroughly disappointing. The Australians got themselves into trouble early on. They could be excused a little bit because they were looking at that 15-over mark when it seemed certain the storm was going to hit the ground. They were looking to be up with the run rate, as you have to do in limited over cricket. It's quite different from the test match variety in that regard. He win yesterday at the same ground. So, Australia's chance now, they rely on the Sydney cricket ground in a day-night match, and they've never yet been beaten by the West Indies in that type of fixture at the Sydney cricket ground. Should be a good contest on Tuesday if they play up to their SCG potential, not if they play as they did here on this extraordinary pitch at the MCG. Don't forget, tomorrow morning at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Summertime, the 16th Super Bowl, and we look forward to having you with us on Tuesday on Nine's Wide World of Sports for the next Benson Hedges World Series Cup final. Good night.